With the swipe of a pen, Arizona Governor Jan Brewer ignited a political firestorm. On April 23rd, the governor, with the support of the Arizona Senate, signed a bill known as SB1070, or the Support Our Law Enforcement and Safe Neighborhoods Act. The act makes it a state misdemeanor crime for an immigrant to be in Arizona without carrying legal documents. It ramps up state and local law enforcement federal immigration laws and cracks down on those sheltering, hiring, and transporting illegal aliens. This law has even prompted comments from the president himself.
And that includes, for example, the recent efforts in Arizona, which threaten to undermine basic notions of fairness that we cherish as Americans, as well as the trust between police and their communities that is so crucial to keeping us safe.
But what does that mean in a political sense? Constitutional law professor Gloria Brown Marshall has much to say about the new law.
So it's not going to just stay a border issue. We understand that it's starting there. It could be a blue state, red state issue. I think the concern is that Arizona believes they have to take the matter into their own hands because they think the violence, the crime, the homelessness, and the drain on their social services is something that the federal government doesn't really understand.
Opponents of the law argue that it could damage police-community relations and that the law is strictly a federal issue. One such opponent, Dr. Maria Haberfeld, has taken a rigid stance on a new law. Do you think that Arizona State Law SB 1070, how it was known before the name was changed, is enforceable at a community level, or is it something that the police should be doing at all?
We have the most decentralized police system in the United States. We have 19,000 different police agencies policing a multitude of communities. It might be something that's enforceable in one community. It might not work in another. In general, it's not something that I would like to see the local police be engaged in.
To combat the Arizona Senate bill, the House passed Bill 2162 on April 30th. Governor Brewer signed a bill which amended the text, stating prosecutors would not investigate complaints based on race, color, or national origin. Still, the law has many in government preparing. Governor David Paterson is preparing a special immigration board of pardon, adding some weight to a state that only complies with the federal government's E-Verify law, which only checks status once you apply for a job. However, the political landscape isn't the only setting the law is touching. The law has even prompted comments from professional athletic organizations. One outspoken organization is the Major League Baseball Players Association, whose executive director, Michael Weiner, said, "The Major League Baseball Players Association opposes this law as written. We hope that the law is repealed or modified promptly. If the current law goes into effect, the MLBPA will consider additional steps necessary to protect the rights and interests of our members. My statement reflects the institutional position of the union. It was arrived at after consultation with our members and after consideration of the various views on this controversial subject." This has put pressure on Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig to move the 2011 All-Star Game from Phoenix to another venue, an act that is reminiscent of the loss of the 1993 Super Bowl to Pasadena, California, when Arizona did not celebrate Martin Luther King Day. Still, others recognize that Arizona doesn't hold all the blame.
Unfortunately for the courts, we live in a situation in which our justice system is reactive. It's not proactive. And given the recession, given the idea that we actually called on people to come to this country to work, and we have this insane method of allowing people to come here to work and then turning on them once they get here when we hit a recession or some other bump in the road.
However, others feel that the law is nothing more than bad news for America.
It will be a complete disaster for policing system in a democratic society.
Juan Alberto de Jesus, New York News Tonight.